The National Weather Service says this week's storm damage was not the result of a tornado, and SOAR launches a $50 million effort to close the employment gap. I'm Nick Collum, and this is the Mountaintop Daily. The ruling is in, and the National Weather Service has determined that storm damage early Monday morning in Pike and Floyd counties was the result of straight-line winds, not a tornado. The National Weather Service office in Jackson accompanied Pike County Emergency Management for a storm survey. That study resulted in the determination that damages to the Floyd County Board of Education Central Office and the United Helping Hands Thrift Shop in Pike County were the result of a narrow corridor of straight-line winds reaching top speeds of 90 to 100 miles an hour. In addition to damages to trees, homes, and garages, the winds damaged the old Allen Central High School at Eastern, where the Floyd County Board of Education now has its administrative offices. The wind also damaged the United Helping Hands building, collapsing an outer wall and tearing off a large portion of the roof. You can find a full copy of the report on our website, mountain-topmedia.com. One of the chronic challenges facing Eastern Kentucky is that 1 in 3 working-age adults are not in the workforce, a rate 75% higher than the national average. Shaping Our Appalachian Region is working to close that gap with the launch of the East Kentucky Runway Program. Robin spoke with SOAR's director to find out more about the initiative.
On Tuesday, April 1st, Shaping Our Appalachian Region, more locally known as SOAR, launched the Eastern Kentucky Runway Program, a $50 million grant-funded initiative aimed at addressing the prime-age employment gap in Eastern Kentucky, which is far lower than the national average. Mountaintop News spoke with Executive Director Colby Hall to learn more.
This big project, or this big award, was a collection of interventions that we're going to be deploying over the next 5 years to shrink that gap. What that means for communities and individual people is people that are 25 to 54. We are going to get them back into the workforce.
Hall explained that the program will go beyond your typical job training and address more specific issues that plague this region.
We're really thinking about the individuals that have been chronically out of the workforce, right? The individuals that haven't been reached. While there's tons of training included as part of the grant, and really the bulk of it, Robin, is just making sure that people know what's available to them in the region and being a centralized hub.
When asked about the discrepancy between the 35,000 plus people in Eastern Kentucky looking for jobs and the average 8,000 jobs available, 77% of which are low wage, Hall explained that they are very aware of that gap and have plans to address it over the 5-year course of this program.
When people say Eastern Kentucky needs more jobs, we tried to go a step further and say, okay, but how many jobs do we actually need? What does that actually look like? Where are we today? We are recognizing that this is a barrier. We're focused, though, on that 35,000 number and the people that are in that prime age employment gap and trying to get them to the point where they're ready for an employer to kind of meet them at the 50-yard line to give them a chance.
Hall explained that this program differs from others in that it is taking a comprehensive, long-term approach to not only getting people employed, but helping them advance their careers through job training, scholarships, and overcoming financial obstacles.
I think what also makes our program unique, though, is we don't stop providing services as soon as somebody gets them. We plan to stay with them because a year down the road, we want to make sure, worst case, they're still in the same position and doing well, right? And they don't just drop right back out of the workforce, or they're continuing to progressing, or they're continuing to go. So this is a very long-term, there's no easy way out of the issues that we're talking about today.
If you are interested in receiving employment help and becoming part of this program, you can fill out the application at ekyRunway.com and someone will be in touch with you shortly. Reporting from Mountaintop News, I'm Robin Tillman.
Coming up after the break. The Floyd County Sheriff's Office was busy today making sure its military vehicles are ready to go in the event of severe weather. We'll bring you a look when the Mountaintop Daily continues. But first, sports and weather.
With this Mountaintop Sports Report for Wednesday, I'm Brittany Rowe reporting. Athletes who are interested in the Teddy Painter Memorial Basketball game are encouraged to reach out to us here at Mountaintop Sports on our Facebook page for the upcoming game in May that will be held at the University of Pikeville Gym. For the latest area high school and college sports news, don't forget to check us out at mountain-topsports.com. We're on X, Facebook, and TikTok. Reporting for Mountaintop Sports, I'm Brittany Rowe.
Attention Appalachia, looking for the hottest deals on the latest smartphones? There's only one real choice, and that's Appalachian Wireless. Right now, you can save big on today's top devices with our amazing limited time offers. Switch today and enjoy our unbeatable savings, nationwide coverage with some good old hometown service you can trust. Don't wait, these deals won't last forever. Visit us at your nearest Appalachian Wireless retail location or visit us online at AppalachianWireless.com because we are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
When severe weather hits, the ability to get to stranded or endangered people can mean the difference between life and death. That's why the Floyd County Sheriff's Office is working today to make sure their fleet of military vehicles is ready to respond at a moment's notice. Sheldon brings us a look.
Floyd County Sheriff John Hunt will be quick to tell you it has been good-heartedness that helped his department tally hundreds of rescued flood victims in February.
The night the water was coming up in the flood, I happened to run into one of these trucks, and I stopped him. And I said, "Man, where are you going?" He said, "I'm just out looking around." I said, "Well, I need you, and I need your truck." He said, "You got me. Where do you want me?" And he gave me his truck. He said, "You all get a driver, and you can have my truck." Well, that was Josh Thornsbury from Allen there who gave us that one. Well, Brian Nelson, Copperhead Gun, Pop Chevrolet, said, "Listen, I've got one more truck ready for you." He gave it to us. We put it into action that night, into deployment. He bought another truck just this week, just for this purpose, just to use, because he sees the need for them. He sees how obviously you can't replace these trucks with nothing else.
With 2 trucks now and possibly another to be donated soon, Hunt is confident that when severe weather hits again, his officers and other responders will be readily equipped.
This last storm that we had a month ago, these things rescued probably over 200 people. We went where boats probably wouldn't have quick access to, that would take so long. These things are very rapid and can get into deployment very quickly, and that's what allowed us to get to a lot of people in a timely manner.
One instance that stands out for Hunt was the rescue of a 90-year-old man, an operation that would not have been possible in such quick time had it not been for his military trucks.
On this last flood we had, an elderly gentleman drove into water well over his vehicle, and had become submerged. And by the time that you would have waited on getting boats and manpower to man a boat and get it deployed in the water, these trucks were the quickest access to him and probably saved his life. No doubt saved his life. Probably in a case where 30 minutes in 25-degree weather, it's a long time. These trucks is what gives credit to probably rescuing him and saving his life.
Reporting for Mountaintop News, I'm Sheldon Compton.
That will do it for this edition of the Mountaintop Daily. Be sure to check us out at 6 p.m. every weekday on Mountaintop TV, the Mountaintop TV app, and the Mountaintop News Facebook page. With your Mountaintop Daily, I'm Nick Collum for Mountaintop News.